broadcast is about to begin.
What's going on here, Dan? Oh, I thought we was both going to be on this end.
No, you on this end, I'm on that.
I got it, so we can see each other? Okay.
I was going around.
Really kids?
No, right on 3.
Oh, okay, we're good.
Or he can go that way.
Stay tuned. Your broadcast is about to begin.
Well, me neither. I know. I'm used to eating cold, so whenever I can eat, I eat. And then
Stay tuned. Your broadcast is about to begin.
Stay tuned. Your broadcast is about to begin.
Stay tuned. Your broadcast is about to begin.
Yeah.
Your broadcast is about to begin.
Are we in the middle?
Your broadcast is about to begin.
Is this alright if I have this up on the table?
Yeah, that's fine.
I do.
Testing.
Testing.
You lost the thing here, Danny.
Your broadcast is about to begin.
Bennigan's, sponsored by Bennigan's. I'm gonna make those
Stay tuned. Your broadcast is about to begin.
Live from Bennigan's in Steubenville, Ohio, High Valley Sports Online, bringing you our Spring Sports Coaches Show, sponsored by Bennigan's. Want to make a statement tonight that we're welcoming Toronto, Edison, Indian Creek, Big Red, and Central coaches here to talk about their teams, and the High Valley Sports Online is proud to bring these coaches the opportunity to talk about their kids and their players, and that's what we're all about. Is we're trying to share the love around the High Valley and highlight our kids and our athletes. And we're going to start this show off with Toronto with Coach Brian Perkins and Coach Steve Triffenoff here. This is Ray Suckoch along with Paul Zorney, Danny Vogel spinning the dials, and Andrew Smith learning what to do over there. So we're going to get a second team and bring you even more games, and we're excited about this opportunity. We're going to start off with Coach Triffenoff and introduce Coach Triffenoff to everybody in the High Valley that's listening. Coach, you want to tell us a little bit about your team?
Yeah, we're going to be pretty young. We only lost one senior from last year. So we only have one senior this year, and 6 juniors, 3 sophomores, 4 freshmen. So we're still pretty young.
I'm not really a genius as far as softball goes, Coach, but I know that my daughter played, and I know just from that you got to have pitching. You know, even more in baseball, but you got to have pitching. Who's going to be throwing for you?
Yeah, Andrew Reeves will be our number one pitcher. She returned from last year. She's a junior. She'll throw the majority of the innings. Probably 80-85%. And we got Leah Gibson, also a junior, to throw some, and freshman Leanne Anderson will get some time throwing too.
How'd you guys do last year, Coach?
We 11-9. Lost in the OVAC final to Caldwell, and lost in the sectional final to Monroe Central.
How'd your season go, Coach? Were you up and down? Did you put any wins together?
Yeah, we started out pretty quick. I mean, I think at one time we were 10-4 maybe.
There you go.
And then I don't know if we kind of ran out of gas there at the end, but it was still a pretty successful season.
Were you happy with it?
Yeah, I was happy with it. I mean, of course, we want to hang a banner in the gym at some point here.
That's the goal, right?
Yeah, that's the goal. Yeah.
Coach, it's all good to see your girls out there hustling, playing hard. Tell us a little bit of what it takes to get to that point. We can start there early in the season here. I know your girls work really hard and put a lot of time in. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, and first, I want to thank you guys for bringing some attention to high school softball. Especially us, the smaller schools out here, our numbers are low. Like, we have 14 girls total. First year I coached in 2015, I think we had 27 girls out. So it's down to 14, no JV team. and I know some of the other smaller schools around are struggling with numbers. But yeah, I mean, they with 14 girls, we work hard. We have some girls that that put in time in the winter in the hitting building, and then starting March 20th, we're 6 days a week. I even got Coach Perkins here getting on me. We left the field the other day earlier than he did, so I got some cat calls from the baseball field that they're out working us. So he keeps us working.
Have you had an opportunity, Coach, to get outside much?
Oh yeah, the fact that the football field's turf now, we practice on the
there you
football
go.
field a lot. So, which the last 2 years we've been outside more than we have ever been outside. So it's really, I always tell the girls, 40 or above, we're going outside. But
Have you, on that point, Coach, have you had, I know you've been there, you told us 9 seasons. Have you had any seasons where you have been limited getting outside?
Oh yeah, every
And
season.
how does that affect, that gives you that slow start? Or
Oh yeah, it gives you a real slow start because where we practiced indoors at was like a middle school gym, so you can't get hardly any distances. You know what I mean? And if it was a bad winter, we were stuck in there, and we got the hitting building too, which makes it nice, but it's hard to get 15, 16 girls in there, but we make it work.
well, with Coach Perkins winning state championships and getting into the Hall of Fame, pretty soon they're going to build you a nice indoor facility.
Well, we have a nice indoor facility.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we do. We have a very nice indoor facility that we can hit in. But that being able to get on that football field has really been helpful the last 2 years.
Coach, can you tell us a little bit about your schedule? Tell us your measuring sticks, I would say. Who you're really going after this year. I understand that every game's as important as the other, but who you're looking forward to on the schedule? I know you play a very competitive schedule.
Yeah, we open it. Yeah, we play a doubleheader at Barnesville. That should be pretty competitive. And then that very first week, we got Lindsley, Wheeling Central. Wheeling Central should be pretty good. We played them twice last year, split with them. We play first eight games on the road away, so which is fine. I mean, that'll little camaraderie build up riding on the ball. Then bus rides south. You know what I mean? We're going to Lindsley, Barnesville, Wheeling Central, River. We're headed all down that way mostly, and but they'll all be pretty good tests. And then that that first home game is against Indian Creek, so that will really be a pretty good measuring stick of where we're at.
Yeah, a much bigger team and a very powerful team. That's going to be a good test for you.
Yep.
Okay.
I like that attitude, Coach, on the fact that you could build some camaraderie, on the road. You're becoming road warriors. You could even take that as your mantra early in the year.
Oh yeah, and we've already talked about it's going to be just us. You know what I mean? On the road, 8 straight days. And but I mean, the plus of that is we finish a lot of games at home. I mean, I think like 11 of our next 13 games are at home, so that'll be good too.
Well, Coach, we talked about earlier. I mentioned the fact that, and I appreciate the fact that you appreciate, that we invite all the schools here because that's what we're about. Tell us about your personnel, Coach. Who are some of the girls, even if you want to name your lineup?
Yeah, we got. I only have one senior again this year, Monique Sloan. She just started playing last year. She's still pretty raw. She'll probably, a lot of speed. She'll probably hit lead off for us. And then our 5 or 6 juniors will be Michelle Anderson will lead the way at the plate like she did last year. Andrea Reeves will be a good hitter. Callie Anderson will hit in the middle of the lineup, probably 4th. Ashton Thomas will play first base. Cam Allen looks like it could be 3rd left field. And like I said, Leah Gibson will do some pitching for us. And we have a sophomore starting at shortstop, Lady Danko. She started there last year as a freshman, did a great job. And we have a couple other, another sophomore, Isabel Cattrall. We're trying to give her the best opportunity possible to try to. Michelle Anderson is my catcher. like to get her out of there because she's probably one of my better hitters too, one of my better base runners. So we're giving Isabel Cattrall every chance possible to try to win that catching job.
Yeah, well, at least you got an idea going in about what you want to do, and we're excited about that. But let's talk about your assistant coaches because those guys never get mentioned, Coach. Who's helping you out?
Yeah, Dee Dee Anderson. She's been with me for probably 5 or 6 years, and then Allie Kuntz is my assistant. She played for me in 2015 through 2018. Yeah, they do a good job.
Yeah, assistant coaches got to get some love anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because,
they're there every day too.
Absolutely.
And that says a lot about your program and yourself, Coach, when you have former players coming back and wanting to coach for you.
Yeah, that's good that they want to stay involved, and then try to help out as much as they can and stay connected to the program. It's good.
I know in softball they say it's a much more natural motion, the underhand motion. That's why those girls throw so much. So what would be your game plan in trying to work a number 2 in? Like you said, she gets it's 85-15 as far as pitching goes.
Yeah, she won't we play doubleheaders on Saturday. She would never throw 2 games. I mean, okay, if we split it up to where maybe she threw 4 in the first, she could throw 3 in the second. But we'll get that second. When we play 5-6 games a week, I won't throw her every day.
Is there a rule that the state holds you by as far as? Wow.
No, she can throw every day.
Wow.
Coach, your pitcher, do you find their legs and their body gets worn out more than their arms?
Yeah, it's mostly their lower body. Yeah, because we work a lot on core, running. Trying to keep their legs strong. And I think that might have hit us a little bit last year. You know what I mean? Later in the season, where we're doing a better job this year of running. Some more conditioning stuff, so we're a little stronger.
Right. You think going every day, every game, even mentally. Sometimes you got to be on top of your game mentally and be sharp. And I think you get worn out. Pitching too much. Also, in my opinion, I don't know. You know better than that. Than
Yeah,
me.
she also hits in the middle of our lineup too. So so she's on base a lot. Yeah, she she has a lot of. She works pretty hard out there.
Does she play any other position beside pitch, or?
I try not to.
Yeah, give her
But
a rest.
when she's not pitching, I'll try to just let her hit DH. She'll DH and somebody else will play the field. Try to get her some time off a little bit somehow. But I still want to keep her bat in the lineup.
Coach, I'm thinking you started out the season 10-4, and then you go into a tailspin to finish just over 500. Do you think that had a lot to do with just your lack of numbers? Did your girls get tired, or did you just see a drop off in the play?
It's not much drop. It was once we get past the OVAC cutoff. I'll really ramp up the schedule as who we play. We really start playing teams like Indian Creek, Harrison, Edison, just to try to get better for it. I try to get the schedule to where, that we have a good shot to get into the OVAC tournament. And then after the cutoff, it doesn't matter. We start playing much better teams, bigger teams that's really going to challenge, try to get us better for the state tournament.
Is it the same as high school baseball? I know high school baseball, they try and play 30 games in 30 days, the month of April, it seems like.
Yeah, we're 27. Right? I think our max is 27 in. Well, I'm not sure what I know the OVAC cutoff is the 25th of March, so we don't start, or 25th of April, and we don't start playing until March 25th. So that window's small to get those.
Yeah, it is.
There.
It is. It's crazy. It seems like baseball should be at another time of the year instead of that rain season, that rain month of April.
Yeah, I think there is states that actually their seasons are different. They actually play in August and September, October.
Is your OVAC is going to be down I-470 again, or?
Yep.
That's where it's home.
That's where
right?
it's. Yep. Yeah, we've. I said, I got to do a better job of getting these girls ready to play in those bigger games. We've made the OVAC tournament 7 straight years, made the finals 4 times, probably been the regular season champion 4 times, and we still haven't won one yet. I mean, we've lost 2-1, we've lost 9-7. It's just, like I said, I gotta do a better job of getting them, maybe a different approach or something to.
You're banging on the door, Coach.
Playing on those big games, yeah. Oh yeah, we've been banging on it for a while, yeah.
Well, it's your fault. You know what I mean? It's not the kids' fault. It's your fault. You take the blame for the losses, and the wins go to the kids.
Yeah, that's
the price we pay as coaches.
Yeah, I'll take that. That's good. That's fine.
So we wish you luck with that strategy, and we appreciate you coming here. We enjoyed talking to you. It's Ohio Valley Sports Online. We're going to take our first break. We'll be right back with Coach Perkins in Toronto baseball.
So you're driving the kids to school when you have to
Good
turn
job,
on
Coach.
the radio
Thank you.
to drown out the horrible sound your car's making. Who knows what you need? You're driving along without a care in the world. Then you notice the engine light comes on. Who knows what you need? You dread having to stop at red lights because your car sounds like it's screaming in pain. Who knows what you need? Napa Auto Care Center in Wintersville knows what you need. They're an established and reputable shop. They know engines, transmissions, brakes, alignments, and anything else your vehicle needs. They know what you need. Do you need the number? 740-346-2120. A pioneer of casual dining, Bennigan's is internationally known for its unique neighborhood vibe and exceptional chef-driven food. Come to Bennigan's on University Boulevard to stir up a great memory. Come for happy hour Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. and get $1 off draft and bottled beer and $1 off signature cocktails. Grab some bar bites too, only $5 from 9 p.m. to close. Hey, are you a soccer fan? Check out the schedule of English Premier League soccer games. Bennigan's even has delivery service, and the number to call, 740-792-8080. You got a friend at Bennigan's.
Okay, we're back here at Bennigan's, Ohio Valley Sports Online, our spring sports coaches show. First up is Toronto. We got a chance to talk to Coach Triffenoff, and now we're going to talk to Coach Perkins, Hall of Fame and 30-year veteran of the Toronto Red Knights. Coach, thanks for coming. We appreciate your effort and your time, and want to welcome you here at Ohio Valley Sports Online. We got a chance to see you quite a few times last year. I'm sure we'll see you this year again. Thanks for coming, Coach.
Thanks for having me. It's a really neat opportunity to sit down and talk to you guys, and we really appreciate the coverage you give our student athletes, and thank you for having us.
I know me and Paul was talking earlier about, you got a big event coming up through the season. Paul's going to touch on that with you. Wanted to hear you talk about that before we go into your personnel, but this is something that caught my eye.
Absolutely. I was talking to Coach Perkins earlier, and he mentioned this Prep Showcase tournament. When he was telling me about it, the hair on my neck was rising up. I can't wait till it gets here. Coach, can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, it's Prep Baseball Report Ohio is going to do a showcase event at our field April 8th. They'll be there. They'll do scouting of all the kids. First game of the day is going to be Toledo Oregon Clay. They're Division I. One of the top-ranked, I think, top 8 teams in the state of Ohio, all divisions. They're going to play Campfield, and then Toronto's going to play Division II North, now the Canton, Akron area. And then the third game is Marlington, who has kids going to Kentucky and different other places, and they're going to play St. Clairsville. And wrap up the day will be Harrison Central versus Carrollton. And it's a great opportunity to bring them into this corner of the state, and coaches came in. Gives us an opportunity to come into this corner of the state and showcase some of our kids in this area, because we got some really talented ball players that don't always get seen. So we're really looking forward to it. It'll be an exciting day of baseball.
Coach, while we're on your schedule here, you got John Glenn also. Is that home or away?
Last year they came to us.
Okay.
This year we're going to them. John Glenn is a very good team. They have the #1 ranked kid in the state of Ohio. He's a shortstop committed to Auburn. And I keep hearing he's going to be a first, second, or third round draft pick this year in the MLB. So looking forward to it. He's a heck of a ball player.
Coach, on your side, you have some great ball players. Can you tell us a little bit about what you got coming back?
Yeah, last year, I don't know if a lot of people realize we were really young. We were starting anywhere from 4 to 5 freshmen at a time and only had one senior. Our senior that graduated was Evan Walter, and man, what a great leader that kid was. And he ended up going to Otterbein and playing baseball. And this year, we have a lot back, but we only have 2 seniors. So, looking forward to it. We got a lot of good kids. There's a lot of competition. Just because you played last year doesn't mean you're going to play this year.
Ooh, I like that, Coach.
Yeah, iron sharpens iron. Go out and win spots.
Amen.
So, really looking forward to this season.
Coach, I know one thing you do, and it was obvious to me, is you practice the pickoff move. The game that we got to see against Barberton, you had 4 guys picked off. I'm not Barberton, it was Boardman. You had 4 guys picked off. Is that, I'm going to ask a dumb question, is that something you work on every day?
We put a lot of time into it. Our pitching coach, Richie Crow, as a head coach, I'll set aside time where he can work with them daily. We put a lot of time in it because it can be a game changer. Even if it doesn't work per se, it's definitely holds base runners at bay, and it works even when it's not working. But yes, we put a lot of time into it.
Like softball, Coach, pitching's the key. Who you got throwing for you?
We got a lot of pitching back. We scrimmaged today. We're going to find out who's where, but some of the names we're looking at are Dominic Balsher, Blake Close, Chase Darrington, Nathan Brownfield, Logan Sloan, Andy Silverthorne. I'm probably missing some, but there's a lot of guys, and scrimmages are going to dictate who gets what. Go earn it.
Now, Coach, having the spectacular field that you have, you're not going to get many rainouts, probably none. Do you go with a 3 or 4 man rotation, or how do you approach that with your pitching?
We always approach it. If it's your day to pitch, you're pitching. Everybody will try to line pitching up accordingly, but we just kind of always approach it. If it's your turn to pitch, go pitch and go out and show what you got. And hopefully by the end of the season, those guys are used to getting up there competing against, competition, and we're looking to build to the tournament, and I want to see what dudes we got, what dudes are going to be up on the mound in the big game. And so to answer your question, if it's your turn, you're pitching.
Okay. Now, Coach, I noticed your team here, and it seems like a lot of area teams, they get out running, and they're all clicking pretty early and going at a good pace, winning games. It seems like some of them drop off with injuries or whatever reason, but it seems like your team always, at the end of the season, you're clicking on all cylinders. How do you do that? I mean, you stay consistent, and it's just how do you get it done?
I don't know if there's a specific recipe. We, like I said earlier, we just challenge our kids with a competitive schedule. We battle test them. We're going to lose games, but you got to play teams like that's going to expose your weaknesses. That way you know what you need to work on, continue to prove, and, hopefully by the end of the season we're playing our best ball. I'd always tell kids that, by the time you get to the Division IV state tournament, you've seen better teams than you're going to play. So go out there with that attitude. You've already played against it, so there's no shock and awe, and let's go compete.
Coach, with that being said, you get a lot of kids to the second level here, and you got a couple kids that are getting Division I looks again this year. Can you tell us a little bit about that, please?
Honest to God, when I grew up, I don't care where you're from, I've always just had the thought process, if a kid's going to work his butt off for me for 4 years, I love that kid, I'm demanding, make you lift you around, study tables, if you're not doing things right, I don't want you around me. So I always figure if a kid puts 4 years of that with me, he deserves for me to do anything I can to help that kid have a chance at a goal that he wants to achieve, and just making a lot of connections and reaching out to coaches, and it's very rewarding to me as a coach to go see these kids not only play but to be successful at what they're doing and becoming good adults.
Yeah, Carafa, he's in the major leagues right now. That played for you a few years ago.
Yeah, that's exciting. Nate Carafa, I can't say enough. You want to talk about the ultimate team guy? It's Nate Carafa. He didn't care about individual stuff. That kid just wanted to win. He deserved everything he got, and it's a funny story. I was with my summer team, and I took him up to Sandusky to a tournament. And that would happen to be the same day as the Major League Draft, and I'm in the dugouts. I keep checking to see if he got drafted. Finally, I think I was going out to dinner or something, and I called him up. He said, not yet, because they were getting down to 18th, 19th round. So I looked on my phone, and sure enough, it came across, and I was so excited. It was like my own kid got drafted, and I had a chance to call him and have that special moment, and that's something I'll always remember.
That is a beautiful thing. I understand what you're talking about. I have a chance to share those feelings with Paul Hoover, which excites me. But I wanted to ask you one question about your preseason preparation. You named a lot of guys that we're going to throw. When you go like you scrimmage tonight, when you go to that scrimmage, Coach, do you have an idea of how many innings a kid's going to throw, or you're just going to let him throw, or how many guys you want to throw tonight and stuff like that?
No, we have an idea going on. You always, when you start, you want to build kids up in their innings. We're fortunate to have an indoor facility. You always want to take care of your kids. We do arm care and different things, but you always build them up. You start with 2 innings, 3 innings each week. You know what I mean? You just kind of build them up so they're ready for the season. When we scrimmage, it's strict pitch count, and then we get them out and so on and so forth. So basically, we're just building them up for the season.
Do you monitor that in the early part of the season as well?
Absolutely. We do things all year round in the hitting building. We're starting in there in the off season, and we're in there 2-3 days a week. Our Coach Crow has implemented a drive line program. It's a strength and velo program that helps build up kids' arms. And like I said, we do a big arm care program with bands and exercises, and really take care of them, and that's important. And we're almost to scrimmaging season, no sore arms, kids are throwing really well, and we're excited.
How's your team looking so far, Coach?
I couldn't be happier with the way they're attacking the season. Like I said, we were out at Harrison Central scrimmaging. I feel more than comfortable leaving to come here because I know I got a great group of coaches, great group of kids, and they won't miss a beat. And they'll get after it, and they know there's competition, and the kids want goals, and in order to get that, you gotta put extra work in and do the right things, and they're doing it, and I'm excited to see the season, see how it plays out. You
mentioned Coach Crow. Who else you got helping you?
I got Rich Crow. I got Jeremy Humphreys, who works with our infielders. I got Nick Cheetalk, who was a center fielder on our state championship team. He works with our outfielders. He's an excellent young coach. I got JP Booth, helps out with the JV team, and Bailey Penner was a big addition we got this year. His mom's coming in later, and Jimmy Boyack helps out also. And I got a great staff. I mean, shoot, I got 6 assistant coaches and myself.
Man, you're like Reno in football, man. My goodness gracious.
It's nice to, hey, man, go coach. You know, like I'll sit back, go attack your position and coach. And I remember when I was young, I used to hate when I coached for a head coach. It would coach everything, and I stood around all day. And, I mean, that's not coaching. So go coach. Go do your thing, and they do a great job at it.
I love that. I appreciate that.
Coach, tell us a little bit about your reserve team.
We have 24 in our program. It's always the same thing, and I tell the kids this: we don't have a varsity JV. We move kids up and down. What's the point of being a varsity player if you're just going to sit on the bench and not develop and get any better? So if that kid's not getting at bats, he's going to go down and play, and they don't care. If you're not getting innings on the mound, you're going to go down and play. If a kid's doing well down, he's going to come up. I don't care. You know, if you show that you're going to, you know, you can get the job done, you're going to play, period. So we don't have a varsity JV, but we have 24 kids in our program.
I got you.
Well, Coach, I liked your Proverbs 27:17 with the iron sharpens iron. I mean,
Yes.
I've heard that before. I love that because it makes better men of us all. Okay, that's going to do it here for our Toronto coaches. We appreciate Coach Perkins and Coach Trippenoff. I'm sure we're going to see them down the road here. Wish you both the best of luck, and thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having us, guys. This was really neat. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks so much. We're going to take a break here, and we'll be right back with Indian Creek, I believe.
Ohio Valley Sports Online would like to thank one of our great sponsors, Capital Recovery Systems. Capital Recovery Systems is home of the no-cost court collections program. Capital Recovery Systems is a proud sponsor of this broadcast.
You know, Fort Steuben Maintenance should be your first choice when it comes to any and all construction projects, whether it's commercial or residential. Make Fort Steuben Maintenance your first call. You can rely on them to be the experts when it comes to roofing, concrete, plumbing, carpentry, just about any job that needs done. Fort Steuben Maintenance, they're fully licensed and bonded and will even give you a free estimate. Fort Steuben Maintenance. You want the number? 740-283-4890. Bert's Hot Dog Shop. Here's the who, what, where, when, and why about Bert's.
Where?
Route 18, just outside Burgettstown.
When?
When you want the very best hot dog you've ever tasted.
Why?
Because it's Bert's passion to create the best hot dog, to create fresh homemade chili sauce for your chili dog each and every day.
How?
Oh, that's simple. It's a foot long with or without chili. It's a hot dog with or without the fixins. It's how you love your hot dog. Bert knows. Bert knows how. Bert knows hot dogs. Route 18. See you there, dog.
Blakemore Insurance Agency is exclusive to the senior market. We represent a variety of Medicare supplements or Medicare Advantage plans, giving us the ability to offer some of the most competitive products from the top insurance companies in our country. Our loyalty lies with you, our customer, not the insurance company. Many of today's seniors are completely overwhelmed with turning 65 and going on to Medicare. Call Blakemore Insurance Agency today for more information. 304-723-0909. Blakemore Insurance Agency is a proud sponsor of this broadcast.
Springtime means cleanup time, so if you're planning a renovation on your house or need to get rid of some debris, call for a driveway-safe dumpster from Chappie's. Yep, Chappie's has 10 and 15-yard dumpsters available for same-day delivery, and Chappie's rates are all inclusive. There's never any hidden fees. You can do a 7-day rental, or even better yet, a discounted 3-day rental. Clean up your shed, garage, basement, and get a dumpster from Chappie's today. Online, it's chappiesdumpsters.com or call 740.
Really excited about the future.
Absolutely. 740-359-3886.
There's no doubt about it.
Be happy.
Oh, we'll pitch to Thompson. No, that ball is crushed to left field. I mean, crushed. Start and get on the board early.
Gary, how about the respect?
21-20. And we were 3 yards from upsetting the number 5 team in the state.
Call us today.
Naples Spaghetti House since 1923, located in downtown Steubenville at 329 North Street. Great food, great bread, and great atmosphere. You can dine in or call in to carry out. They have monthly and weekly specials. Just visit NaplesSpaghettiHouse.com to see all the current specials, or look them up on Facebook. Naples Spaghetti House in Steubenville is closed on Mondays and open 11 to 7 Tuesday through Friday and noon to 7 on weekends. To call in an order, it's 740-283-3405. 740-283-3405. Naples Spaghetti House since 1923.
TR Landscape and Design has been building backyard vacation destinations in the Ohio Valley for over 30 years. Creating your outdoor living space starts with our 3D landscape design service. Our craftsmen install brick patios, outdoor kitchens, custom water features, outdoor fireplaces, backyard structures, and luxury fiberglass swimming pool.
Okay, we're back here at Bennigan's with our Spring Sports Coaches Show. We just finished up with Toronto. This is Ray Suckarch along with Mike Zorney, Paul Zorney. Mike's his brother, went to school with me. Danny Vogel and Andrew learned the thing. But we got Angie Kuzikowski-Penner here with us. Indian Creek coach, we got to see you play last year in a big game. Your daughter was letting it roll, man. She pitched a heck of a game. I think you lose the big red in a close one.
We did, yep.
We enjoyed that a lot. She moved on to Kent State. So how's things going in the preseason, trying to fill some holes?
It's going pretty well. We had a nice off season in our way program. Coming from last season, we have some 8 returners. We have 5 seniors and 3 new to the varsity program. We're looking for some offensive power this year, mixed with some speed. So I think we're going to be a surprise for the Valley this year. I really do.
Well, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful attitude. You got an optimistic attitude going into the season. That's better than, talking to your furniture at home and wondering what the heck you're going to do. But who's some of the people that got a shot at replacing your daughter? I don't know if anybody's going to be as good as she was, but who you got coming on?
I'm very humbled by that. Thank you. In pitching, we're going to have Trinity Taylor take the round, along with McKenna Scott. She's going to get some
the basketball player?
Yes. Mm-hmm. She's going to get some innings. The nucleus, we have a small nucleus behind us, but they are pretty sharp. We have Dawson, Alexis Dawson is a returner. McKenna Scott, as I mentioned. We also have a new senior coming in. Her name is Becca Shoemaker. She's going to see some time, maybe in the infield, definitely in the outfield. We have senior Becca Blackburn, who did some outfield for us last year. We also have Abby Starkey, who is going to take over the catching duties, and she does a fantastic job. She got injured last year. In fact, we had 4 injuries towards the postseason, in which I felt like if we did not have those injuries, we probably would have had maybe a better outcome in that sectional game. But it is what it is. It happens. And so we gave it our best shot. So Abby was one of the girls who did get injured. So anyway, so just working back, I think our goal this year is to stay healthy and have airless injuries, to be honest with you. We have a new senior, Madison Hall. She's coming up from the reserve program this year. We look to get her in. I don't want to make sure I missed any seniors.
Well, how many girls do you have in your program, Coach?
We're going to have 22 total. We're going to start with 11 varsity players, 5 seniors.
Do you play JV schedule as well?
We do. We have a nice schedule for the JVs. They're going to have a 21-game series, which, with COVID and trying to teeter back and forth numbers, it's going to work out pretty good for us to get some young experience this year.
Angie, excuse me. I know it's real important, your schedule, to get you ready for the tournament. Can you tell me a little bit about your schedule?
I sure can. We do play some tough Division II schools. We're looking at Claymont and Meadowbrook, Carrollton, obviously the local Valley. We are in a Buckeye 8 schedule with Edison, East Liverpool, Beaver Local. We are also in a tough OVAC class. We're going to be looking at Oak Glen. In Oak Glen, they lost Maddie McKay, nice pitcher, but they do have a nice lefty coming back. So I do think it's competitive. We picked up Wheeling Park and also Brook High School.
Coach, I'm sorry, go ahead. Coach, one thing I wanted to ask you is what do you think some of the strengths of your team is going to be this year, and some of the things that you're a little bit worried about going into the season?
The first thing I want to mention is staying healthy. We got to stay healthy, and having low number right now at 11, we want to make sure that we take care of our injuries, which we don't have any at this point. Our strengths are going to be our offense. I think we're going to have a mix of power, as I said, and speed. So that is going to be something for us to enjoy to work with. Defensively, we're solid. So I just hope, we at the end of the postseason, we end up surprising, in the postseason in our sectionals and maybe make some noise in the districts.
I don't know if anybody's going to be surprised because you guys are very good every year, so I don't know if you're going to surprise everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like to stay humble, right? One game at a time.
One game at a time.
One pitch at a time. You
Right.
never know what's going to happen. You got a lot of girls playing, travel ball anymore, and, all teams. Every team's a good team, right?
Hey, 2 types of teams, Coach. Those that are humbled and those that are going to be humbled.
Absolutely, yep.
So as far as that goes, have you gotten outside much?
We have.
Good.
We really
good.
have. We've taken advantage of the nice weather. We were outside tonight. We are going to play at our turf field. Can't thank the community supporters enough. It's just beautiful.
Beautiful. I saw it out when
know?
I was out there for the basketball game. It's a beautiful field. Beautiful.
We have a nice state-of-the-art weight room. The new buildings for the kids, they're just state-of-the-art. For our field, we've really never had a home field, to be honest with you. We've played at Bantam Ridge. That was our home many moons ago when I played. And then we went down to Mingo. Mingo was nice enough to let us play down there for the last 3 years while they were building it. And so this year we got a new turf field. It's beautiful. We're waiting to get a state-of-the-art. That Coach Coos has worked really hard about getting a state-of-the-art scoreboard. We're in the process of getting our dugouts. I can't say enough about my coaching staff. I do got to mention that.
Please do.
Coach Bracone, Coach Coos.
What Bracone?
Gary.
Gary Bracone is still coaching.
Gary Bracone.
I think I did see him on the first base line in the game that we did down there. Gary Bracone, good for him. Tell him I said hello.
I sure will. And then my JV coaches are Chris Paul and Amanda Paul. So they're great mentors to our kids. Sometimes it's just not about sports, it's about the needs and listening to kids and helping them out along the way for life skills. So, I got some good ones. I'm pretty blessed with that.
Coach, that's an interesting question. I had an interesting thing you just said. I had a daughter that played competitively a few years ago, and do you think, this is hypothetical, do you think it's easier for a girl, a lady, to coach these young girls other than a man? Do you think there's any differentiate there? Because I've known girl athletes that have told me that it doesn't matter, and I've had girl athletes tell me they would rather have a man. And they've all said a man or a woman or different. Though, how do you look on that? Being a female in that position.
My take on that is I played for both. If you got a good rapport with your coaches, female or male, I don't really think it matters. Sometimes, when it comes to maybe personal things and things relating to a
That's
woman,
what I'm talking
female,
about.
I think, girls might feel a little bit more comfortable with that maybe.
Right.
But other than that, I really don't think coaching styles should be too much different.
Well, see, the reason why I say that was because I struggled with my daughter because I raised her with the fact of just saying, listen, you're not a girl, you're a ball player. So, and that's the way I approached it. And she was successful, but then I was worried about it whenever she was done playing. I said, okay, you're not a ball player, you're a young lady, so the transition was different there. So I appreciate you commenting on that.
Yes, definitely. I do want to say, though, also to give a shout out to our community.
Jason Jenkins now, you're giving shout outs.
Our community, the support, James White,
That was a big deal for Indian Creek, I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, it's just
They
beautiful.
finally came together. A lot of people worked hard to get that passed.
James White Basco did our fields, our administration, keeping after it. So just can't say enough about it. The kids deserve it, and really happy. I've been in the district for 25 years, coaching girls softball for 30, and it's just nice to see.
Wow, Coach, you're making me feel old.
Yeah.
Well, I had an opportunity back when I was, 21 years old, and I coached at Catholic Central. Well, anyway, the gentleman resigned, and they asked me to take over, so I've been doing it since, 21 years old. Loving every minute of it, right?
Absolutely, man. You have to. You're not getting rich. You got to love it.
Absolutely.
That's the thing about it. And I'm real happy for you, Coach. I wish you well this season.
Thank you.
And I'm looking forward to hopefully doing a couple games. Dan Vogel makes those decisions.
Yeah,
He's our
come down.
executive.
Yeah.
He's our executive
I'll have a table
president.
for you and everything.
You want to talk about any of your other players, Coach? You comfortable that you mentioned all of them? Who's your JV coach?
Amanda Paul and Chris Paul. And we have some young talent, and they're working hard down there trying to get their repetition in so that maybe, you never know, opportunities, you might have opportunities to move up this year. Just take one game at a time. Last year, who knew we were going to have 4 injuries, and those kids got opportunities, to play.
Next woman up, right?
Exactly, absolutely. I mentioned Trinity, looking for good things from Trinity. She works hard in the circle, so looking forward to that. Emma Vogt, she probably will be playing, getting some first base, maybe some catcher. One thing also about our team is we are very versatile, and we're trying to move everybody around in all the positions so that, we can put someone in the outfield when they're normally playing in the infield, and they're handling that, really well. So I'm happy with what I see so far.
Good for you. I'm happy for you. Make sure you say hello to your mother and father for me.
I sure will. Thank you for having me tonight. I
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming. We appreciate it, and we're glad you got a chance to talk about everybody in the community and your team, and we wish you well.
Thank you.
You got a beautiful complex out there to break in.
Thank you so much.
Okay, it's the High Valley Sports Online. We're going to take a quick break and hopefully be back with Mike Cardis, the Indian Creek baseball coach. It's Ray Suckoch, Paul Zorni, and Angie Penner.
Thank you.
Attorney Adam Martello is your one call for DUI defense, probate, and estate planning. He also can provide real estate expertise plus general civil litigation. Call Attorney Adam Martello today at 740-317-0193. The Martello Law Office is located on Fernwood Road in Wintersville. Attorney Adam Martello is your one call for legal assistance. 740-317-0193.
My man, you're looking good. New clothes, new ride. What's your secret?
No secret. You have your Class A CDL, right?
Yeah, so?
I drive for Black River Logistics, and you can too with your Class A CDL. All you have to do is call Mr. Yes at 740-298-6926. See how you can make up to $550 a day.
That's it. I'm calling now.
That's Black River Logistics, 740-298-6926.
Do you have a fence that has seen better days? How about a new privacy fence? Probably one of the fence that can fight it.
We're really excited about the future.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Big picture.
There's no doubt about it. Oh, we'll pitch to Thompson. No, that ball is crushed to left field. I mean, crushed.
Start to get on the board early. Gary, how about the respect?
21-20. We were 3 yards from upsetting the number 5 team in the state.
Trying to find a local, family-owned pharmacy that doesn't treat you like a number, they treat you like, well, you. Visit Hood's Pharmacy. Find them at 971 Main Street in Follinsby. Hood's Pharmacy is family-owned. Family-owned for over 50 years. All insurance plans are accepted, and they have COVID-19 testing and vaccinations available, so no worries there. Hood's Pharmacy features Sarah's Candy, plus a wide selection of greeting cards. Get the friendly hometown service you deserve when you visit Hood's Pharmacy in Follinsby. Come visit the friendly pharmacist and staff at Hood's Pharmacy today, a proud sponsor of this broadcast. The Isla Law Office, with 25 plus years of experience, specializes in bankruptcy and domestic relation cases. They're hands-on. They're very thorough and focused on your needs, and they're licensed in Ohio and West Virginia. If you need expert legal assistance, look up Isla Law Offices at islalawoffices.com. Thanks, Isla Law, for being a proud sponsor of this broadcast.
Who do you call to rid your home of those dreaded uninvited guests? Well, if those guests are pests like bed bugs, ants, roaches, fleas, spiders, yuck, you gotta call JC Pest Control, 740-381-5928. If it's a pest, they can take care of it, especially those nasty bed bugs. JC Pest Control is available 24/7. They are licensed and insured, and they do residential and commercial work. Call them now to get rid of those uninvited pests. JC Pest Control, 740-381-5928. The J.E. Foster Funeral Home has been proudly serving the communities of Toronto and Smithfield and all of Jefferson County for over 30 years. They are a family-owned funeral home, and they offer funeral and cremation services tailored to meet your needs, and they do so with professionalism, compassion, dignity, and respect. Jeff and Jay Foster would like to wish the best of luck to Toronto Red Knights and all of the teams up and down the Ohio Valley. If you or someone you know would like more information on how their family can help you guide your family in this time of need, please visit their website, www.jefosterfh.com. That is www.jefosterfh.com. Their motto, our emphasis on family carries over to yours. J.E. Foster Funeral Home, a proud sponsor of the Coaches Show.
Josephine's Authentic Italian Food is a proud sponsor of this broadcast. You can carry out or have it delivered. Do you have an event that needs catered? Well, give Josephine's a call today. 740-282-1599. Josephine's has an extensive menu. Look them up on Facebook or call them now. 740-282-1599. Josephine's Authentic Italian Food, carry out or delivery.
Marcino Enterprises is your complete auto and truck repair center. Marcino Enterprises also offers towing, tires, and vehicle undercoating. You can visit Marcino Enterprises at their new location across from the Winter Drive-In on 43 for 24/7 roadside assistance. Save this number in your phone right now, 740-282-8880. That's an easy number, 740-282-8880. Marcino Enterprises does it all: towing, tires, repair, and vehicle undercoating.
Enjoy going to a place where it seems everyone knows your name? We all do. That's why you and your friends will fit right in at the Parkview Inn located in Mingo Junction. The Parkview Inn is home to the coldest beer in town. Looking to catch the game? The Parkview has multiple big screens to catch all the sports action. Located in the heart of downtown, the Parkview Inn has been a Mingo tradition for decades. At the Parkview Inn, you may walk in as a stranger, but you will leave as a friend.
At Mosty Funeral Home, we take great pride in caring for our families, and will work tirelessly to provide you with a beautiful, lasting tribute to your loved one. In addition to the services we offer, you will receive an online memorial that you can share with family and friends. While honoring your loved one is our top priority, we also want to help you through this difficult time. We have a wide range of resources to support you not only today, but in the weeks and months to come. Mosty Funeral Home is a proud sponsor of this broadcast.
It'll pick up.
Okay, we're back here at High Valley Sports Online. Change up in schedule here. We have Edison coaches here with Spencer Bendel. We're going to make sure Billy Beatty gets him a new hat. That's for sure, man. I mean, come on, Spencer.
It's gonna do. It'll get me through.
But hey, you got to be down and dirty to play at Edison, right?
Yes.
And Coach Mike Colopy in baseball. I want to welcome everybody. We want to remind everybody out there that we're proud to do this show. This show is for nobody else other than the kids and their families, and we invite these coaches to come on, and we appreciate the coaches that said yes to us for the mere fact that we want to highlight the kids and coaches. That's why you're here, and I want to thank you both for coming for that. I'm sure we're going to get to see both of you play this year. I want to wish you well in the season. I want to start off with Spencer. Spencer, you've been there a long, long time, Spencer, and a lot of Bendels have gone through. I think my daughter had an opportunity to beat one of the Bendels, but it wasn't your daughter. I think it was a cousin.
Probably was a cousin.
It was a cousin. It was a cousin. I know that whenever she played, I made sure that I wanted to get that in to let you know that. But Spencer, how's your preseason going, and how's things look for you this year?
We got a mix of young kids and a veteran senior bunch. I've got 7 seniors back from last year's team, so the experience that they've had over the last couple of years is what we're hoping it's going to pull us through.
Well, Spencer, I'm not a genius, but I know in baseball and in softball, the straw that stirs the drink is pitching. And how's that look for you this year?
Well, there's no doubt to that. It all starts and ends with pitching. And we've got our 3 pitchers back from last year for the most part. Katie Fluharty, Becca Evans, and Presley Meadows. So we're hoping with the 3 of those that pitching by committee is at least to start the season along until one of them, takes command of the circle and calls it her own. We'll go with those 3, and hopefully by the postseason, one of them is, stepped ahead and is taking command.
I like what you're saying there about that committee. Explain that for the people listening a little bit. Like, what do you think you're going to do with that? That's pitching by committee.
Well, a lot of softball in particular. Baseball's a little bit different, but softball in particular. most teams have one pitcher that they go with, and maybe somebody else to fill in a little bit.
Right.
There's a saying in softball. They say if you got 2 or 3 pitchers, then you don't have any.
I like it.
But I don't think that's the case. I think we got 2 or 3 quality girls that are going to be able to give us games and give us innings, and hopefully keep us strong, so that our pitchers don't get worn down by the end of the season.
Well, when you say by committee, Spencer, is your attitude going to be just let them throw as long as you think they're being effective and then replace them? Or will you go in with an attitude, hey, you guys are going to go 3-3 tonight?
No, I don't think we'll have a set number of innings, but I think the weather will determine some of that early on, the first couple of weeks. We're going to make sure each of those girls get opportunities and reps and innings to show what they can do. And as the season goes on, hopefully all of them pitch well. But if it comes down to just the 1 or 2, then that's what we'll go with in the second half of the season.
Coach, I got you 25 years and 395 wins. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm old as dirt.
You're old as dirt.
So is that hat, Spencer.
He started with that hat. That was his first hat.
No, I think this is my second hat.
There you go.
Coach, and I got to say, really disappointed that you're not in the Hall of Fame. How's that happening?
I don't know. That stuff I don't even think about.
I know you don't, but you should be there.
I appreciate that, but I just worry about getting the girls ready to play and win as many ball games as we can, and compete and try to get better as the season goes on. And you hope to be ready in the postseason and try to go as deep as you can. And it's just something we've been a little disappointing the last 4 or 5 years that we haven't gotten further than we have, and we're hoping to break that this year.
Coach, with your 25 years experience in very successful teams, can you tell me a little bit about the preseason workouts you do?
Well, my buddy here, Mike Colopy, he always made fun of me, and even Bill Beattie back in the day, that they'd try to get outside and work as much as they can, and any opportunity they'd get out there on the field, they would do that, and I'd be staying in the gym. And for some reason, I like to stay in the gym as much as I can. With the new turf fields, that's kind of changed that a little bit, but I try to concentrate on the little things, and being stuck in the gym kind of forces you to do that a little bit, and concentrate on the small things, and those are the things I try to do in the early season. I think in the end of it all, it's going to come down to what you do on the field in terms of small ball. You got to defend the small ball, and you got to be able to play some small ball. The hitting and the pitching and the catching, I think that comes naturally as you go on.
Now, when you first come out, is it natural that are you a little bit behind the hitting when you first come out early in the season?
I would say traditionally, my teams have been maybe a little bit behind in the hitting early on, just because I focus on the defense as much as I can in the early season. So, maybe we don't get as many live reps and the things in the gym or out on the field in the early part of the spring. But, I prefer to concentrate on the bunt game and the defense and those things. And it probably does hurt us early on, but I tell the girls all the time that don't worry about it. The hitting will come when it's time.
Can you tell me,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Paul.
Can you tell me a little bit about your schedule this year?
I think our schedule is very competitive. I thought last year our schedules was probably the toughest schedule that we have had at Edison since probably 2005. And, we finished 11-16, and part of it was due to such a competitive schedule. Didn't quite finish some games the way we wanted to, but I thought the schedule was tough then. It's almost as equally as tough this year, and hopefully it'll pay off for us, and we'll be ready come postseason.
Coach, you talked about your pitchers. You want to talk about that, like any other girls and some of the strengths that you expect to have and some of the things that you're a little bit worried about that you need work on?
Yeah, well, the first thing that comes to mind is defense. I think over the last 5 or 6 years, defensively, we've not been as strong as we've had in the past. And I think that's one thing that we've got to clean up our game a little bit defensively and support our pitching a little bit more. In decades past, if we got 3 runs, we was going to win ball games. There was just no doubt about that. The pitching that we had and the defense that we played behind that pitching, if we scored 3 runs, we knew we was going to win ball games. The last half dozen years or so, at least in my experience with Edison, that 3 runs don't win you games anymore. The technology of the bats and the caliber of the girls playing and things have gotten better. You've got to score 5-6 runs if you really want to win ball games. And on the other hand, you got to be able to defend that too.
How many girls you got in your program, Coach?
We've got 30 girls right now.
That's a good number.
Yeah, I think it is. We got to get a little bit more depth and experience with those numbers. We've got a lot of freshmen. We've got 12 freshmen, and there's not very much experience softball-wise there, and that stuff we've got to develop at, especially with a senior class of 8 girls.
Yeah, Coach, can you tell us a little bit about your assistants? Give them a shout out.
I've got a nice group of assistant coaches. They've been with me, probably 6 or 7 years now, and they seem to know what I want and what I'm demanding of the girls and of them, and we complement each other really well, and they've done a nice job. Jeremy Maddox has been with me for 6-7 years. Lindsay Morrison's been there for 5 or 6 years with me, and Michaela Tice has been there with me for quite a while too, and the 2 ladies are both former players of mine, so they remember how things were when they played, and they've kind of carried that forward, and they do a lot of the hard work for me anymore.
We mentioned earlier that's a tribute when your former players come back to coach. That's always a tribute to you and your program, so that's a good thing there.
They do a good job for me.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you being up front with us and mentioning your kids. You want anything else, any other girls' names you want to mention or anything like that before we close out? I want you to talk about any girls that you want to mention without fear of forgetting one, because you will.
Well, like I said, I got this group of 8 seniors that they went through COVID, so they missed out on their whole freshman year. But they've come back and they've played solid for me for the previous 2 years, and hopefully those seniors have a good senior year and they're productive and they enjoy it, and hopefully they have a nice tournament run at the end of the season.
Who are they, Coach?
I've got Morgan Martin that's played second base for me, that she might move over to shortstop. Anna Wattis is going to play some second base and shortstop for us, maybe a little bit of third base. Katie Fluharty's one of our pitchers in the circle. Audrey Scott is our right fielder, and she's done a tremendous job. Out of all the girls in our program, she has probably put more work in the off season year-round than anybody in a long time. She's done a really great job for us. Our center fielder, Pam Johnson, has done a fine job for us the past 3 years in center field for us.
Beautiful. Okay. We appreciate it, Coach. We wish you the best of luck. I want to thank you for coming in. Give you a heads up. It's the High Valley Sports Online, live from Bennigan's with our Spring Sports Coaches Show. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with Coach Colopy and the Edison boys baseball team.
Did you know you can get FDA-registered hand sanitizer and EPA-registered? Well, you can. National Cold has both. Get them now
really excited about the future.
Absolutely.
Just call in your order.
It was a big victory for you guys. Congratulations.
There's no doubt about it.
Low pitch to Thompson. Yo, that ball is crushed to left field. I mean, crushed.
Stars get on the board early.
Jerry, how about the respect?
21-20. We were 3 yards from upsetting the number 5 team in the state.
Let Ohio Motor Group show you how easy it is to buy a quality used car. They believe in fair pricing, superior service, and treating every customer right. Their friendly and knowledgeable staff will help you find a car that is fit for your budget. Ohio Motor Group, with 3 locations to serve you. Check them out right now. OhioMotorGroup.com. Find your next ride.
All right, we're back here live from Bennigan's, High Valley Sports Online, bringing you the Spring Sports Coaches Show. We're going to be joined right now by Coach Colopy, no stranger to High Valley Sports Online. You're a regular coach in these coaches show. We appreciate you coming. I know you took time out. Talk a little bit about your team and what you expect this year.
Thanks for having me, Coach. As far as our expectations, we've been really emphasizing the little things. I'm not someone that lives in the past, but you can only improve by looking and reflecting on the past. And I thought the last 2 years, we were not very good at the little things, and that's something that falls back on me as a head coach. You're either coaching it or allowing it, and I felt, that I didn't do a good enough job, coaching-wise, and some of the things that we weren't really sound in, which traditionally were sound fundamentally and being disciplined, throughout a game and all that stuff. I just felt like, we needed to emphasize those things. We have been. Our practices have been really good. I feel like we're improving every day, and we're looking forward to tomorrow.
You want to expand a little bit on them little things that you're trying to address this preseason?
Yes. A lot of the mental side of it, knowing signs, knowing situations. If you're stealing second base, you have to peek in to find the ball. Knowing where to go with the ball. If there's a ground ball to the right side, the pitcher's job is to get to first base. Backing up bases, all the little things, throwing to the right base. As I told the kids, all the little things that don't show up as errors in the scorebook or in the newspaper that lead to extra bases, that lead to runs. Those are all things that I felt we weren't very sound in, and I thought they led to a lot of the losses that we had.
All right, Coach, I appreciate that. Paul?
Coach, that's what you're describing, some mental errors.
Yes.
Do you sit down and talk to your team about the mental aspect of the game?
Yes, the mental aspect of the game, we go over is in terms of just like fundamentals, knowing where the ball is hit, knowing what to do. We start cutoff situations, rolled ball, fungo, live. We coach them up, PFPs, ground ball back to the pitcher, ground ball right side, all those things. And the mental side of the game, we try to coach them as far as, baseball's the game of failure and trying to stay in the present moment, success or failure, can't look behind, because you're never as good as your best game, you're never bad as your worst game. So we coach that up, defensively, as a hitter, as a pitcher. There's a lot of, mental side. I'm trying to think of the guy, my buddy Neil Packnick from Columbus that runs Bo Jackson.
Neil Packnick.
Neil Packnick. Yeah, he kind of told me about this guy. He had passed Ken Ravizza. He was big on the mental game. He let me know about him. I read a book. We actually, as soon as Neil told me about it, we started working hard in 2013, and we saw a lot of kids, like we explained to them, it's never, you're not going to become an MLB player by staying in the present moment, being positive, but your good and bad games, the distance between them is going to be a lot closer. So we really work on that, and we practice it, especially days inside. We'll go through signs, we'll go through situations. All right, you're having a bad at bat. How are you moving on to the next pitch?
Absolutely. Before we go any further, I want to congratulate you on a great football season. Mike's the head football coach for the Edison Wildcats also. Made the playoffs and had a great season. Congratulations on
Thank
that. Talking about baseball, I see you lost 4 players from last year.
Right.
Can you tell me a little bit? Next man's up.
Right.
Tell me what's going to happen here.
Well, we return 4 guys that have played a lot the last 3 years. And as Coach Bendel, mentioned COVID. These guys all lost a year because of COVID. Everybody's in the same boat. But the guys coming back that are seniors, Gage Klein, Matt Parsons, Braden Moses, Hunter Rothacker, those are the 4 that played a lot last year. We also have Ryan Dinger and Aiden Lawrence. They're also seniors. Returning junior was Liam Watson. He played every day for us as a sophomore. And Cole Pittman played in various roles situationally, as a freshman, so he's back. And then we have some new players that we're really excited about that are competing. And that's the one thing that I really liked about our practices. There's been a lot of competition, and there's no, like right now, I can't tell you what our lineup's going to be, who's playing where, because there's just competition everywhere. And as I told them, you have the past performance of your players that return, the new players. You go off of practice, off of scrimmages, and you make the best decision that you think is going to give your best chance to win.
Absolutely. Looking at your pitching staff here, you got some pretty good pitching. It's looking here. You got Hunter, Parsons, Rogers, and Moses. Is that going to be your 4 main pitchers, or am I missing somebody?
Yeah, I would think those 3 definitely. Hunter pitched for us last year. Matt pitched for us the last 2 years. Braden, we really couldn't use him as much as we wanted to last year because we didn't feel comfortable with anybody going in the shortstop position. Liam Watson pitched for us as a sophomore, and there's a few freshmen that we feel very confident in that are going to get some looks in scrimmages, and we're excited to see what those guys can do.
Have you scrimmaged, Coach?
No, we scrimmage Wheeling Park tomorrow, and the way the weather looks, it doesn't look very good. So if we don't scrimmage tomorrow, hopefully we can scrimmage Saturday. We have Indian Valley next week, and then the last week of the preseason we have Coshocton and Carrollton.
Well, how you feel about your team going into the season, Coach? Some things that you're confident about, some things that you're not real excited about.
I really feel defensively we're going to be improved. I feel offensively, I don't really know, because we're going to have some guys that, haven't played varsity baseball before. You don't really know how they're going to do, but, from what we're seeing in practice, and, we've inter-squatted twice. I really like what we're seeing. But the thing, it all comes down, as Coach Bendel said. I mean, our hallmark has always been pitching defense and be able to manufacture runs. Being able to do the little things, take the extra base. We've been great in the past at ball in the dirt, being able to move up on a low pitch from base to base. Hopefully we can generate offense, the traditional way. We were kind of laughing at, we're going over bunting, and we were introduced it, worked on it, and we had a little pressure competition where it was bunt offense versus bunt defense today. And, as I told the kids, me individually, I don't like the bunt, but also like to win. And however it takes, you're going to run into good pitching where, that's maybe your only chance to score runs is to get on base, sacrifice over, ball in the dirt, whatever it takes to score runs. And at the end of the game, it doesn't matter how many hits you have. It's did you score more runs than the other team. So we're excited. Like I said, I really like the energy we've had at practice. It's been really competitive. I think we've gotten better every day. The kids are really taking the coaching, which is awesome to see. And I'm excited. But as far as to what to expect, it's a little bit unknown because we've been blessed through the years to always have guys that have been in the program to take the place of the guys that graduated. And this year we're going to have some young guys out there, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do. How much that puts you behind the 8 ball, Coach? With the weather coming up, doesn't look like you're going to get outside much. Coach Bendel's happy being in the gym. Obviously you want to be outside.
how you think that's going to affect you? I mean, get you off to a slow start.
Well, we'll take whatever the weather gives us, and whatever situation we have, we'll try to get better that day. If it means, some of our pitchers that have to throw their bullpens, throw them to our hitters, and that's what we'll do. And, we'll take whatever the weather gives us. You can't control the weather. There's a lot of things you can't control in baseball, so you just try to, play the hand you're dealt and try to get better any way you can.
Looks like you're going to be tested right out of the gate. You open up with East Liverpool. East Liverpool, their program has come leaps and bounds, and it's still going in the right direction. Tell me a little bit about that game, will you?
Well, East Liverpool, Coach May does a really good job. There was, years where our scores were really lopsided, but the last 2 years we've split with them. They have a really good junior class. They have some nice seniors as well. And they have a lot of guys that play baseball in the summer. They have a couple good pitchers, 2 or 3. They have a junior that beat us as a freshman. I believe their catcher, Tice, is a pitcher. I think he's done a good job last year. We didn't see him. We saw a graduated senior, Paxton Grimes. That's who beat us last year. And then they have the offensive lineman's going on Toledo. Ludwig, that's a lefty that, that's a really nice pitcher. And they're very competitive. They're aggressive. And, it's going to be a really good test right off the bat.
All right, beautiful, man. This is High Valley Sports Online, finishing up our session with Spencer Bendel and Mike Colopy, softball and baseball coaches, respectively, at Edison High School. Coaches, want to wish you the best of luck. We're sure we'll be out to see you. We're with you, winter tie.
You sound like Mr. Morrison. He always tells me that.
We're with you, winter tie. So this is High Valley Sports Online. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back after this. Thank you so much.
We're really excited about the future.
Absolutely. Thank you. Big victory for you guys. Congratulations. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, pitch to Thompson. No, that ball is crushed to left field. I mean, crushed.
Start to get on the board early.
Gary, how about the respect? 21-20. We were 3 yards from upsetting the number 5 team in the state.
740-264-7627 or look us up on Facebook.
Want to become a sponsor of this online sports broadcast? It's easy. Look us up on Facebook under Ohio Valley Sports Online. Drop us a message right on our wall or shoot us an email. More bang for your buck. Why? Because it's not radio. It's an online internet sports broadcast with unlimited and endless potential for you. Why settle for less when you can advertise with the best? Ohio Valley Sports Online.
At Softite Community Federal Credit Union, you are part of a family. Softite is special because they give members an opportunity to own the financial institution where they do their saving and borrowing. At Softite, they often charge less for loans and pay more for savings than other types of financial institutions. Softite is convenient. They're also a not-for-profit institution. All income, after meeting expenses and reserve needs, is distributed to you, the members, in the form of dividends on savings, competitive loan rates, and improved services. Softites give members a chance to participate in decision-making, something that no other financial institution offers. At Softite Community Federal Credit Union, you are family.
Okay, so where do you go for fish during Lent? Why, Steve's Fish and Chips, of course. Great fish sandwiches and excellent fish chunks. Oh, and shrimp, too. Plus an assortment of sides. It's great during Lent, but Steve's Fish and Chips is an excellent choice anytime. They have burgers, chicken wings, and salads, too. You've got to try the fried pickles. Steve's Fish and Chips. Call today and order 740-282-3261. 740-282-3261.
There's nothing like the sound of a ball solidly hit off a wooden bat. At the Swearingen Bat Company, all bats are handcrafted for you. Their focus is on a player's specific needs. The perfect balance with a perfect handle should be a smooth extension to the batter. Visit the Swearingen Bat Company on...
And we are back here live at Bennigan's with the Ohio Valley Sports Online Spring Coaches Show. Jason Jenkins, Paul Zorni, and we had the pleasure of being joined by a longtime Indian Creek baseball coach now, Mr. Michael Cottis. Mike, thanks very much. I know with the springtime, you're constantly busy, especially when the weather's nice. You have to take advantage of every moment you can get outside. So you were able to do that today. So I thank you for being, you got done with the scrimmage game and ran straight down here. So I really appreciate you doing that.
Yeah, I missed my appointment. I apologize.
That's all right. We were glad to get you in. You said you played Wheeling Park today, 5-4. Victorious, you don't count wins and losses pretty much, but played pretty well, as you were saying. Just tell us about, where you're left off last year. I know you lost some key seniors to where you are this year.
Yeah, we lost a tough one in district championship last year against New Philly. It was a young crew we had last year. We only had one senior, that was Cam Frankie behind the plate. So with everybody returning, we're really excited for the core group of guys we have.
And you said you lost Cam Frankie. Just tell us about some of these younger guys that what you're expecting. Who are they when you're expecting from these guys?
I'm sorry, can you turn me up a little bit, Dan? There you go. All right, thank you. Well, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I was saying, just you said you lost Cam Frankie.
Yeah.
You have a lot of guys coming back. Just paint us a picture about some of the guys that expect to do big things for you this year.
Oh, you know what? We have the middle of our infield's pretty solid. We got Aiden Ord that's coming back playing shortstop. He's a Oakland University commit, D1 program, and he's just a solid, hard-working fella, and his work ethic kind of just trickles down off everybody. So with him in the middle, we got Nicky Maurer, can play some second base. We have a freshman, Gavin Pinnell, that's going to see some time there. And then, some of the other seniors, Jack Amos, these guys all work their rear ends off all off season. Jack plays in the outfield. We got Jaden Vanderborn coming back, playing at third base. And then we have Cy Howell, who's taken over as catcher. He's filling in for Cam. So those are our older guys. And then we got Landon Pinnell returning at first base. So really a good core coming back. And Ty Householder, really nice lefty who plays the outfield and did a real good job for us on the mound last year.
Mike, tell us about your pitching staff.
Okay, so pitching, I'm in a really unique position where we have almost all lefties.
Wow.
I've gone years where we had no lefties. So, like, for example, today against Wheeling Park, we started a freshman named Silas Hyde, nice lefty. Trevor Lash, another senior who's coming back, who threw a lot of big games for us last year. He beat Cambridge in the sectional championship. And then we have Ty Householder, another lefty. I can go on and on with these lefties. And then we have Cy Howell, who's one of our lone righties. That is, our catcher. So we're in kind of a tough spot when he has to come in, but he's one of our top arms too. So a lot of guys returning, and we have some young guys, like I said, Silas Hyde, who's going to help us as a freshman.
Now, let me ask you this, Mike. How are the numbers? Are you able to have a reserve squad as well?
Yeah. We have enough for a JV team. We're at like 26 guys right now. And I tell you what, the guys that are on the reserves, I would not hesitate to bring many of them up. I think they can help us right now. But we're fortunate to have so many returning guys, but some really good competition this spring. While we're working out in the gym and when we get on the field, there's a lot of guys pushing each other.
Your staff, do you have everybody coming back as far as coaches?
Yeah, we have same coaches last year. My brother Randy, he's been with me. This is our 23rd year doing this. And we have, we've been around.
I got to give it up because anytime Randy Cottis is mentioned, I give him a huge shout out because Paul Zorni was there. Matter of fact, he was pitching. And Randy Cottis, we're in the state semifinals. There's a runner on third. We're tied. And the ball hit between left and center. And I'm sprinting over. I called it. Well, I don't get it. Well, the guy goes to tag up. Luckily, your brother picks it up and throws him out at home, and then we stayed in the game. So
Well, that guy must have been really slow.
to this day, I always think, thank you for saving our season, and then Paul not beating me up after the game.
But some of the other coaches, Dave Kell's been with me for a long time, Mitch Huckel, Jim Mort, John Ziegler helps us out. He was one of my old players when I coached at Edison back in the day. And a big pickup was Teak Mort. Teak's helping us out.
Man, Teak.
So he is just a wealth of knowledge.
He is also a very, very inspirational spark plug.
He's a motivator.
Exactly.
He's a motivator.
Thank you, Paul. He is. Ask Jimmy, is it true he got thrown out at first base from center field one time when you see him too?
And we actually acquired a personal trainer for the off season, Eddie Kostecki. Man, he has worked these guys. He's worked their tails off, and guys have put on a couple pounds of muscle in the off season just going through his program. We were getting guys clocked in the 60, and they shaved time off. So we did a lot of injury prevention stuff, and it's really paid off so far. Knock on wood.
Mike, in your pre-season here, do you do a lot of cardiovascular workouts?
Yeah, we hit the weights hard and the cardio stuff, a lot of flex bands, things like that. The guys are in really good shape right now.
Let me ask you about your schedule this year. What are some of the bigger games? They're all big games, obviously, but what are some of the bigger matchups that
we do not have a slouch on our schedule.
That's awesome.
We'll play whoever wants to play. Obviously. I hate to leave anybody off. We got Steubenville, Edison, Toronto. Martins Ferry's got a lot of guys back from a real good run last year. St. Clairsville's always good. Harrison Central's loaded. Go on and on. Weirton's going to be good again. So we don't have one of those where we got think we can take a day off. We got to play.
When we come see you play, Mike, what can we expect? What kind of game we going to see from the Indian Creek?
My guys hustle. They hustle. They play hard. We're going to play good defense. Really excited about the fact that our pitchers are going to pound the zone and we're going to make plays behind them. And hopefully play good fundamental baseball.
I'm going to tell you what, I can't wait to come up there. I love the field, love the atmosphere coming up there, the nice big press box.
Yeah, we're one of the few natural fields left around here, but you know what? It's one of the best in the valley.
It is.
We love our field.
I appreciate you taking your time. We're going to go ahead and wrap up, let you go and get some time with your family. Thank you for running down here, and good luck to you this season, and we'll be up there.
All right, great. Thanks, man. Appreciate what you guys all do.
Good luck, brother.
Coach Mike Carter from Indian Creek Redskins here live at Bennigan's. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with Coach Donnie Young, School of Catholic Boys Baseball, and Coach Preston Marzio.
We're really excited about the future.
Absolutely. A coach's show. I ain't big we'll be back after.
Congratulations. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, pitch to Thompson. No, that ball is crushed to left field.
TS Electric is a leading electrical contracting firm with offices located in Richmond, Ohio, providing a spectrum of electrical services to commercial and residential clients throughout Ohio, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania. Our commitment to provide our customers with quality service performed on schedule and at a fair price, which is how TS Electric earned its superior reputation in the industry. Our team specializes in the areas of electrical construction, expansion of existing facilities, and maintenance programs. If you need electrical work done for your home or business, contact TS Electric and say you heard it here. TS Electric is offering 25% off a change of service. Give them a call, 740-765-4321. That's TS Electric.
Valley Converting, located in Toronto, Ohio, purchases paper products from the public daily. Valley Converting is a manufacturer and converter of 100% recycled paperboard. For information or questions about Valley Converting products and services, contact them at 740-537-2152. Valley Converting is located on South 4th Street in Toronto, Ohio. Take your paper recyclables to them and convert them into cash. Valley Converting is a proud sponsor of this broadcast.
We here at Village Sleep Center know that everyone deserves a good night's sleep. That's why we are committed to offering you the very best quality mattresses and bed sets at the most affordable prices. We offer the Valley's largest selection of Serta, especially the iComfort and iComfort Hybrid.
Village Sleep Center is conveniently located at 2528 Sunset Boulevard in Steubenville, or call them at 740-264-5151. Village Sleep Center is a proud sponsor of this broadcast.
Edge Basketball is excited to be celebrating our 8th year of ministry in our community. The Edge program is comprised of 360 kids, boys and girls, grades 1 through 6 from our tri-state area. The mission of our league is to build Christian values through competitive sports. We want our kids to compete, but we want them to do so with the utmost Christian character. We're so thankful for everyone who has supported our league. God bless you.
There's nothing like the sound of a ball solidly hit off a wooden bat. At the Swearingen Bat Company, all bats are handcrafted for you. Their focus is on a player's specific needs. The perfect balance with a perfect handle should be a smooth extension to the batter. Visit the Swearingen Bat Company online at swearingenbaseball.com or look them up on Facebook. Get that perfect quality wooden bat handcrafted locally just for you. There are plenty of models for all levels of play, and they also make great gifts for your special player. You can even choose your own design right down to the specific color. Make sure you visit the Swearingen Bat Company today. Premium quality custom wooden bats, locally made. The Swearingen Bat Company is a proud sponsor of this broadcast.
Want to become a sponsor of this online sports broadcast? It's easy. Look us up on Facebook under Ohio Valley Sports Online. Drop us a message right on our wall or shoot us an email. More bang for your buck. Why? Because it's not radio. It's an online internet sports broadcast with unlimited and endless potential for you. Why settle for less when you can advertise with the best? Ohio Valley Sports Online.
At Softite Community Federal Credit Union, you are part of a family. Softite is special because they give members an opportunity to own the financial institution where they do their saving and borrowing. At Softite, they often charge less for loans and pay more for savings than other types of financial institutions. Softite is convenient. They're also a not-for-profit institution. All income, after meeting expenses and reserve needs, is distributed to you, the members, in the form of dividends on savings, competitive loan rates, and improved services. Softites give members a chance to participate in decision-making, something that no other financial institution offers. At Softite Community Federal Credit Union, you are family.
We are back here live at Bennigan's with the last portion of the Ohio Valley Sports Online Coaches Show. Last but not least, we have Coach Gus DiMarzio of the Steubenville Big Red Girls softball team, and Coach Donnie Young of the Steubenville Central boys baseball team here. I want to say first and foremost, thank you to our sponsors for Bennigan's for having us down here. Our coaches show once again. It's great to be back. And also thank you to both of you coaches for taking the time to come down. I know, like I said to Coach Collins, in the spring, with the weather situation, you got to get as much time as you can outside. And so thank you for coming down on a beautiful day like today.
Thank you for having us. I'm sure we're both thrilled to be here.
Thank you, Jason.
And, I'm just going to go ahead and start out for people that may have been underneath a rock or whatever. Just tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been with the program, which I know, and Paul, of course, knows, and just a little bit about your team coming to the season. Go ahead, Gus, we'll start with you.
Well, I've been the coach for 9 years, I think. We started together in 13, so 10 years. This will be 10th year. I don't know, we got a good bit of kids back, and I think that we can be really good. But like Spencer, said before me, it's all got to gel. You got to get your kids to play together. And, you got things, and I'm sure Donnie has the same issues. You got senioritis. You got all kind of things going on, so you got to put it all together. But, the nucleus is 4 seniors. Gianna Boley, Tori Mitchell, Hillary Rouse, and of course Juliana King. Jules is a commit to Tiffin University D2 program. She's a very good player. She was all district, all OVAC, honorable mention, all state. Just a really, really tough player, good kid. But, you know, right now we're kind of looking for that leadership out of her. And, you know, it's been kind of rocky. I think, you know, as I was talking to Spencer before he went on, you know, I've never had a situation where I could get outside so much.
Right.
Because, you know, we got our own field. It's turf, you know as well as anyone. I mean, Paul, you were a baseball player.
Yeah.
If you want to get outside at this time, you had to drag the field, dry the field, do this, do that. Well, now, you know, you got a turf field, so you can get outside, you know, a ton. Well, you think you're ahead, but then when you sit down and look at it, you're kind of behind, because when you're inside, you take care of every little issue. When you're outside, you just move on. And then the little things, you know, situation today, we're week 2, we get a rundown in practice, and the girls are like, I'm like, what are we doing? We haven't gone over them yet. I'm like, oh my God, that's like day one.
Right, I get it.
You know,
I understand that.
you know, we're on track. Hopefully to be good again. You know, I got really good coaches, so I got a lot of faith in them. So we'll see what happens.
One of my favorites all time.
Yeah, my wingman.
That's right.
April Minifield. She don't let nobody mess with me, so it's good to have her around.
Coach Young, let's talk to you a little bit. How long have you been? I mean, you were at Central, and then I took a little bit of time off.
Yeah, so I think I went there in '99. Tommy Bartimas brought me there. Was there for an assistant, I think, till maybe '08. I left. I was on staff at Post 33. Then came back in 12 as the head coach. This is my third time back now. Came back last year for a third stint. If you got a comment on what Gus just said, we just made that comment tonight at practice. We've been out more this year than we were last year, the whole year. And I'm not sure we're getting any more ahead than because we're not in the gym. I listened to Spencer earlier too, and yeah, I'm a gym guy. I'm kind of glad next week we're going to be in the gym a little bit more so we can fix some of the issues we're seeing outside. But yeah, so this is my second year back. We got 7 returning lettermen. We lost 2 key seniors from last year, though, that really helped. I thought my first year back with a very inexperienced team. Ryan Anderson and David Kissinger. They were very instrumental in what we did last year. We're going to miss them.
Coach, you ended up 8-10 last year, but you know, what people might not know, at one point you were at 1-6. What was the defining moment that turned your season around?
Well, you know, we went to Bel Air on a Saturday, and we came out, scored 3 runs in the first, at the top of the first, and we ended up getting 10 runs, probably the low point of the season. And they came back 4 days later with the Hetherington boy, who you know is probably one of the top guys in the Valley, and we beat him 2-1, and that gave us confidence to know we could beat anybody. And after that, we just started plating a lot of runs. That was probably our biggest problem early in the year. Have a lot of guys on base, leaving too many guys on. Second half of the season, we scored a lot of runs, and so we're kind of different than all the other teams around here that are pitching first. We're kind of, we got to outscore teams in some games. We pitch by committee.
And I got to ask you guys, I'll ask you first, Gus, and then go to you, Donnie, after that. You know, you talked about, you know, a lot of people coming back. I know Jules, of course, you know, coming back. But how are the rest of the numbers, you know, as far as, you know, youth of the team, whether it be a reserve team, or you know, what do we have to look for?
Well, we got 22 girls. We got 4 juniors, 5 sophomores, 9 freshmen. Fortunate for us, we got 9 really talented freshmen. So hopefully, you know, with the gameplay, you know, they continue to improve. With 22 girls, we do have a JV schedule that we will play, but a lot of them are going to have to be JV, varsity, JV, because a lot of teams around the Valley, you know, Tripp was on here earlier, you get your first sign up and there's 27 or 30 people on it. You're like, oh, that's great. You know, we might be able to split up JV varsity, do this, do that. Then by the first day, you're like down to 20. You're like, what happened? And we didn't even practice yet. But we got 22, and I think they're all solid, and I think we could have some success JV-wise too, and it should be good for us. You know, with we got 7 returners.
That's awesome.
And so, you know, with 7 returners, and you get, you know, we got 4 juniors, 5 sophomores, and then 9 good freshmen. You'd hope you can find 2 and not mess them up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Coach, having a new field, you were speaking earlier, and it sounded like some of the growing pains that you were going through. You know, he's going to put the rundown in, and you realized, hey, we skipped it. We moved ahead here and there. Having a turf compared to a dirt field, what other growing pains? Are you seeing any other growing pains? Because it's 2 different tracks. You know?
I think that in the beginning, you know, you always tell your fielders, play down to up. But it's real easy to play down on a dirt field because the ball really doesn't bounce. So we got outside and the ball started bouncing, and it takes a couple bad hops. So the girls then start playing up to down, and then the ball starts staying down because the field, you know, starts to settle, and the more use of it, you know. And then you're like, you know, what are we doing? You know, for 3 months we played down to up. Now all of a sudden we're playing up to down. How did that happen? So, I mean, I think we're finding our way through it because the more ground balls they take, the more they understand, you know, and that's definitely been the biggest one. The other one has been, you know, if you guys haven't been up there, first things first, the facility is beautiful. And, you know, I got to thank the superintendent, the Board of Education. Glenn Wood and John Arlesic are top notch. I mean, they work their butts off, you know, and the facility's beautiful. But when you're up there at home plate and you're standing there and you're looking out at that mound, you see the whole, you know, the whole valley. So I think from the first 2 times that we took live BP and then we actually inter-squatted, I think we had trouble, you know, picking the ball up, you know, because of the background. Now it seems like the issue works out with the more BP we take. So I think those are the 2 major ones.
That might be a slight advantage for you.
Yeah, that the wind. Yeah. The wind up there is crazy. You know, I told our girls the other day, Donnie, if we hit a fly ball up here and you're not standing on second, when the ball hits the glove or the ground, you're coming out. I said, because that ball is starting right field, doing it on the left field line. I mean, the wind is ridiculous when it's blowing. It's not always blowing, but when it does, the wind might win us 2 or 3 games.
Donnie, tell us a little bit about your squad coming back, you know, the story with the veterans and then some of the youth that you have coming up.
Yeah, we got those 7 guys played a lot of baseball last year. We're up to like 18 guys in the program. We've had a few guys come on here late. Some of them haven't played much baseball, so they're more in developmental phase. But the 7 guys, and we got 3 or 4 other guys there that we think will step in. But our top 7 are pretty good. We have 3 seniors, Andrew Dorsey, Jacob Kissinger, and Benner Bancic, and they'll lead us. We're pretty confident in them. And we got 7 juniors, and they'll all see playing time. And then, like I say, some of them did a real nice job for us last year. And then we got Eli Fayak as a sophomore. And he did a nice job as a freshman last year. So, like I said, we're pretty confident in what we got. We're thin. We can't afford injuries. Again, we kind of pitch by committee. Some of that is to save. Yeah, we have to be a little bit careful because they're all 2-way players. But like I said, we're pretty confident, and we're looking forward to the season.
That's one thing that, you know, Gus, where you have a huge advantage over Donnie because, and Paul can tell you, you have to do a baseball pitch count. You have to be save arms. So early in the season, you may take some losses trying to save arms because you have the luxury of you can throw a pitcher every day, and you also have the luxury of two very pretty good pitchers this year.
Actually, we've got 3 really good pitchers that I think could start for anybody, but the third one, might get a game here or there because the other 2 are good, and then you sit them all 3 down and you say, listen, you're third, and luckily for us, the third one says, well, I just want to play. I don't care if I pitch. Then the second one looks at you and says, well, I understand. She's a senior. I'm a freshman. I'm okay with it. Then you go and you enter squad and you think you can hit. I think we got a good hitting team. And we get no base runners because the first 2 pitchers, Jules strikes out 5 of the 6 she sees, and Sadie sees 7 hitters and gets, 6 ground ball outs. And you're like, man, I thought we could hit. I'm like, where are we at here? But it is a luxury. It's a luxury because if you get one dominant girl and she gets hot and things are good for her, man, you can ride her a long time. And they don't, they don't get sore. They don't get. It seems like they don't get tired, and it's really odd. I mean, but I'm glad.
It's a great problem to have.
Yeah, it's a wonderful problem.
Donnie, now how are you in charge of the pitch count, or you have someone to house? I mean, come on, because I coach girls softball with Gus. How's that work?
Well, so I'll go back to that same thing. My first 2 stints, we had a pretty good stable of arms. I used to always tell everybody don't worry about pitch count because just how good of arms we had. But now, like I said, we kind of pitch by committee. So we usually don't have guys that are going that long. It depends on how the game's going. But we use Game Changer, and we're tracking every inning. Yeah, and I do want to mention I got my other 4 lettermen because, like I said, our strength is hitting the baseball. As much as I talk about our pitching, we played good defense last year, but we really did hit the ball. And 3 of them are juniors, and Cody Carver, Braden Roush, and Alex Salima. And really, Braden and Alex had just big years at the plate. It was a big step forward, I thought, for both of them, and big expectations for them 2 again this year. And then Peyton Roush. And again, we're bringing Peyton along as a pitcher. Again, we're just kind of untapped as pitchers, inexperienced. But Peyton had a big year last year at the plate too, and like I said, that is our strength. We kind of lean on that. We don't shy away from it. We're going to have to score runs to be successful.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
Well, just to let you know, Coach, I live relatively close to Salima, and I hear that sound of that aluminum bat hitting into the net awful lot. It's a great sound, so I know he's putting in the work. And he's constantly doing a lot of work on his own.
Loves the game. You don't know how many people in Steubenville come up to me and they go, I saw a little left-hander. Looks like a really good player down at Bellevue Park. Down there throwing, hitting in the cage. Yeah, he's a gym rat. Loves the game.
You got to love that.
Yeah. No, he's wouldn't trade him for anybody.
All right, let's delve into your schedule a little bit. Don, I'll let you go first this time. What are some of the games? Like I said, Mike called us. Every game's a big game, but what are some of the key games we should be looking for this season?
Yeah, we've kind of adjusted the schedule a little bit because of our numbers, and we just aren't able to play the schedule Central has always played in the past. But we still got a lot of big games on there. We got Big Red. We have Big Red, Weir High, Oakland. We're still playing a lot of big schools, and we play all the top schools, all the top small schools around, and traveling a little bit more, trying to play schools our size. But real competitive schedule.
How about you, Coach?
Well,
we talked a little bit about that.
We've talked about this. When you have good pitching, so you try to challenge it so that at the end, you're ready.
Yeah, you've seen everything.
So the dummy that I am, I went out and I scheduled John Glenn and Heath, who were both in the regional final against each other, and the one went to the Final Four. John Glenn's number like 30 in the country, and then Poland, you know, who's
good program.
really good, you know, and Bern Union, you know, which is a Division I school that one of the Snively boys from River, I believe, is the head coach. So he wanted to come up. So we're going to play them on a Thursday night while we're on spring break at 7 o'clock because he's on. And then, you know, we play the John Marshalls, who's always good. You know, the Wheeling Parks, and of course Spencer. And then Spencer says, hey, you want to play a doubleheader? I'm like, sure, buddy, whatever you want to do. He says, all right, we're going to play Indian Valley, who beat us in the district. I'm like, come on, man, you're killing me. But, you know, but he, you know, as much as I clown around, you know, he's been a great friend in coaching to me because he's given me some of the philosophies that I follow. And, you know, you got to play good teams if you want good things to happen. You know, you can't play teams that you know you're going to beat. You know, you could play some, but, you know, you got to play good teams so your kids are ready to go at the end. You know, and, you know, I've bought into it, and I think that, you know, at times, you know, like, I just named all them teams, and they're all good teams, and I left out Oak Glen, who I haven't beaten 2 years.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And
Sherry's as good a coach as anyone,
yes.
And she's got Lizzie Kell,
yes.
who's as good as anyone, and you know, so, but you know, sitting over there talking to Spencer, he's like, it pays off. Just keep plugging away and tell your girls, at the end, you know, if you're 14-10, but you get to the regional, then, you know, those 10 losses, you learn something.
Well, I always say it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Yeah.
Tell them.
And everybody, you know, everybody thinks that, like, when you win, yeah, it's great when you win. You know, nobody wants to lose. I don't want to lose. Donnie don't want to lose. Nobody wants to lose. But when you do lose, I kind of think you learn more from the loss than you do from the, you know, the 10-run win or the you know, the 8-run win. You know, the 1-run win you get something out of. But, you know, if you're beating up on people, you're not getting better. You know, if you're not seeing good pitching, as good a hitter as you were, Paul, if you weren't seeing good pitching, I mean, you know.
You're not going to get any better.
Yeah.
Coach, I was wondering, you were talking about your depth in pitching. Will you send any of them pitchers down to reserves to get work, or that's not?
Well, I have 2 girls that can pitch reserves too. So I have 2 young ones. I have a sophomore and a freshman. So probably not. Okay. Because like the 2 that won't, well, I can't say won't, but the 2 that won't pitch as much as Jules, you know, Sadie will be our shortstop. Cena will be our center fielder.
Sadie will be a player.
Yeah, Sadie. Yeah. You know, I said this. You know, Haley's my heart and soul. I mean, I love Haley like a daughter. You know, and I tell Sadie every day. You know, your sister won me a lot of games. I said, so you got a lot to live up to. And then I watch her practice. I'm like, wow. I sure hope she does.
She will. Oh yeah, she will.
Yeah, she's a good kid too.
Now let me ask you. You know, you touched on my dog, April Minnie. Who else is on your staff this year?
Well, I got Joe Gary and Joe Cimarello back. Everybody knows Slugs. I got Rhiannon Petrisco, who played for me and it was actually one of my better players, and it's nice to have her. And then I stole two Edison kids. You know, I wish he was still here. But Tommy McConnell and actually Mackenzie Morrison.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I got Mo's daughter, and she's Don Morrison's granddaughter. Trust me.
No question about it.
Oh, she keeps the place lively. Trust me. Every saying, everything. I was a little disappointed though. She didn't know it's Sabbath.
Oh no!
I made her go home and ask her grandfather.
Oh boy. How about you, Coach Young?
I got same staff back from last year. Top of the line staff. A lot better players than I was. I know that for sure. Andrew Henry, Tommy Dorsey, Mickey Bednar, and Michael Barber III is going to spend some more time with us this year. They do a heck of a job for me, and I appreciate everything they do for us.
That's awesome.
You know, I just got myself in trouble.
Why?
Because I forgot the most important person on my coaching
Oh,
staff,
yeah. Oh, my
wife.
goodness.
My wife.
Oh.
My wife does all the electronics. She takes care of the grades. She does everything. And I forgot her. Look, Jay.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have a comfortable couch?
Yeah, it's but no, seriously, she does a really good job with our players, and she's been gone for a while because, you know, the two little ones at home, and you know, so she's got to come back this year, and it's been nice having her around. You know,
That's a
she
good comeback.
comes in and out, you know, when she can, because, you know, my daughter JoJo's actually home right now sick, and I think that she was looking forward to this because I think I told you
Yeah, I wanted to
today
interview
she
her.
thought she was going to get on the radio.
We could do the phone interview.
Yeah.
One last thing I want to ask you, let you guys get out of here. You know, hope we'll be up this year. You know, hopefully, you know, you'll have us. And like Paul, he hit this earlier. Tony, when we come to Louisville Catholic Central baseball game, what do you expect us to see?
Well, you know, my biggest thing always with the kids is compete. You know, that's what we want to do every night. Practice, whatever we're doing, we want to compete to the fullest. You know, the other saying we use a lot is focus on the process. So, you know, we really, you know, wanted to focus on, you know, what we're doing and compete. And I think that you come see us play. I thought last year we did that for the most part all year. You know, had some big wins, had some really good moments with the kids, and I thought we took a real step forward with them. And you know, I do want to mention one young man. He's a junior. He'll be playing a lot for us this year. He didn't play much for us last year, but he was kind of the heart and soul of our team, just because he's the best teammate. Hasn't played a lot of baseball. Just has to get up to the speed of the game a little bit. That's B.J. Fallon. You guys all know football. Just a great kid, and we're looking forward to B.J. getting his time, a little bit more time this year out there on the field. But really big part of our team last year.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Great kid.
That's what makes it all worthwhile when you see that at the high school level. You know, the team concept.
Coach D.
Well, I mean, I'm hoping you see some really good pitching. You know, last year, you know, 121 innings, 210 strikeouts. You know, 1.27 ERA, and then you got young pitchers too. So I hope that when you come, you see a really good pitcher that pounds the zone, works her spins, keeps you off balance. I hope she's got great defense behind her, fundamentally sound, you know, and I'm hoping that, you know, we continue, you know, since I took the program over when you were with me, we hit, you know, and I'm hoping, you know, last year we scored 7 runs, 8 runs a game. I'm hoping we can score, you know, 10. I think every year, you know, you want to get better. So I'm kind of hoping that happens because, you know, beautiful field. You know, I can't talk about that facility enough. You know, everybody that supported us, you know, Apollo, Tony McJanis, Tara, you know, to the community support, the people, you know, when you have that plus, you know, to our kids, you know, wearing that S and the Big Red Pride, you know, I just hope that we can live up to everything that we've been given. You know what I mean? Because, you know, in today's world, you're given so much, but, you know, being a guy that grew up the way, you know, with a tough dad, a mill dad, you know, you guys all know this, you know, in a tough mill town, and you know, you weren't given too much, and you know, I'm hoping, you know, I tell our girls every day, you know, you can't take this for granted. This is something that people have given you, but you got to earn the right to be here. And I think that's a big red philosophy. And, you know, I'm hoping that when you come and see us, you see Big Red, you know, and that's, you know, that's kind of what I preach every day. You know, the people of Steubenville, doesn't matter with your Steubenville Central, Steubenville Big Red, they're proud people.
Right,
so
exactly.
you don't want to let the community down. You know, I'm sure that Donnie feels the same way. You don't want people coming and saying, you know, these kids are spoiled. You know, you want them to live up to to the beautiful facilities and and everything and the community support. So, you want to put a good product out. So hopefully that's what we do.
Excellent. Both coaches. Paulie, anything else you want to mention?
No, I'm just looking forward to watching both their teams, and we'll be up there rooting and cheering. And I'm your biggest fan, guys. So.
You guys will be high up at our place.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's high.
Yeah.
I was up there the other day and climbed the ladder to get up there and see out over that thing. I was like, wow, it's high. But you'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you enjoy it.
Looking forward to it.
Hey, I just want to tell you guys thanks for having us on here. Appreciate everything you guys do for the Valley and representing these young men and young ladies that done a wonderful thing with this.
Thank you.
Well, you guys put a lot of hard work in, as well as the kids do. They deserve, to get out there and people can hear what they're doing, all the good things. It seems like you hear every little bad thing that happens. But
absolutely.
These girls
Absolutely.
and boys are putting a lot of hard work and a lot of time in. They deserve, some credit there.
I always say to the coaches, and the players, thank you for letting us do this.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We appreciate everything you guys do. I want you guys to know that, as well as what Donnie said.
Like Gus said, works hand in hand, with the kids and appreciation for what they have. And we got to thank Dan over there too.
Oh yeah,
Dan, the man over there. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dan is in heaven right now.
That's right.
That's great. You notice my wingman ain't left.
No. That's your bodyguard right there. Yeah. That's my dog April with the best screams in the world. Sorry, it was some of my mom's.
See, you got in trouble now.
Hey, you know what? That's going to wrap it up, folks. I want to thank all the coaches. Coach Steve Shippenoff, Coach Brian Perkins from Toronto, Coach Mike Cottis and Angie Penner from Indian Creek, Spencer Bindle, and Mike Colopy from Edison, Coach Donnie Young from Steubenville Catholic Central, and Coach Gus DiMarzio from Steubenville Big Red. The Ohio Valley Sports Online Spring Coaches Show brought to you by our sponsors, Bennigan's. Folks, come on down here, enjoy the fine food and festivities. I want to thank my man Andrew Baxley. Dan wants to thank Andrew Baxley for spinning the dials tonight. Dan Vogel, Paul Zorni, Coach Ray Sawcox, Jason Jenkins, and our man Jim Jaggers hugging us up above. Have a great evening, everybody, and tune in for baseball and softball coming to you soon.